Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I am still Blue Moony, fantasy writer and shy magical library in human skin. Hello, Elfie. Hello, hello. It's so lovely to see you. I'm glad you're excited. I hope the stream lives up to your excitement. It's never a sure thing with me, I'm sure. But we do our best. We write as well as we can. We have lovely chats, and we hopefully have a fun time that may also be a useful time, which is always a good thing. It's existing just. Oh, dearie me. How is everyone? How is everyone this fine evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are? Oh dear. Yes, unfortunately my health still lingers below the average line. However, I currently have a lovely warm heat bag draped over my shoulder, so that will hopefully help, if not negate, at least soothe the back issues. And I'm almost getting used to not feeling great at this point, which hopefully means when I feel better, it'll just feel incredible, so I have that to look forward to. Excuse your bad grammar. Not at all, not at all. All grammar is welcome here. Or all lack of grammar. You know, we don't have ProWritingAid attached to the chat, and even if we did, we wouldn't have to listen to it. Oh, dearie me. So, I haven't looked at this story since last week, which was intentional to hopefully try to get some fresh eyes on it. I had a quick peek through the first few paragraphs as I opened it up, and I've already thought of something that might help make things a bit less confusing, so that's good. So the aim of today, we're not going to retype it, we did that last week, but we're going to work through it once on our own without the assistance of ProWritingAid, and then we'll look at the reports and make adjustments, or not make adjustments, as per our lovely writing software reports. And we'll do our read through, and I'm actually hoping that this one, I'm hoping it won't take quite as long, given we did so much work on it last week, and this is the first time that a story has gone across 2 streams, isn't it? But it needed the work. You know it, I know it. All people know it. It needed the work. Dearie me. So yes, if it gets done in reasonable time, there's a few things I wouldn't mind chatting about in relation to what sort of streams all of you might be interested in watching and partaking in. I've had a few ideas over the last few days, things we've sort of talked around and talked about before, but it'd be nice to sort of get the ideas down a bit more firmly, a bit more not in stone, but at least not floating around in a gaseous state. Let's at least move to liquid. The certainty of liquid. Let's shift there. Oh dear. Speaking of liquid, we haven't finished the baths yet. So let's go hop in our lovely warm prophetic baths. Oh, dearie me. Okay, let's go. Something cold splatters across my cheek. That's fine. It's probably far from the world's best opening line, but it does its job. Something cold splatters across my cheek. For a fractured heartbeat, I'm convinced it's blood. I think I said last week, you're going to see the fractured heartbeat or along those lines a few times in my writing. I like it, particularly in my main magical project, because it does sort of give more sort of a scrappy urgency, I guess, which I like, particularly for main character Kaz. It suits him. My every muscle seizes up. Okay. This is where I thought it might get a little bit confusing. Like, I know we don't know what's going on at this point, but I don't think there's enough to sort of connect the thinking we've been shot the apocalyptic vision. So I think I need to sort of bring something in a little earlier about that. Also, I think I just want to change it to I'm shot. I'm hit, they got me, I'm shot. I think that sounds a bit better, as in more frantic, maybe, more words just pulled out of you as opposed to any thought gone into them whatsoever, which I imagine I imagine that's what happens when people are shot. Not that I hope to experience that and find out for myself one day. That's something I would rather avoid, as I'm sure most people would. Okay, so something cold splatters across my cheek. For a fractured heartbeat, I'm convinced it's blood. Is convinced to... I don't know. I just wonder if there's a more abrupt sort of word we could use there. Sure, I don't think works. For fractured heartbeat, I'm sure it's blood. Nah. For fractured heartbeat, I know it's blood. Good. Let's see what that looks like. For fractured heartbeat, oh, not I know. For fractured heartbeat, I know it's blood. I think that sort of, it's maybe a little confusing, but I think it sort of says, no, even in this sentence, that it's not, because just for that fractured heartbeat, I know it's blood, as opposed to after that fractured heartbeat. That could work. Sorry, I know that's a little thing, but convinced just didn't seem quite right there. Just too measured a word, maybe? Oh dear, I'm thinking along strange lines, maybe. Oh well, who knows? Every writer, I'm sure, thinks along strange lines looking for the correct word. Ooh. Style theory goes on a tangent about being shot, I think. Oh dear. I haven't watched Style Theory for a while. I caught up on a food theory the other night, which probably wasn't the best time given I was so hungry, but didn't think I could actually eat anything. What was the food theory I watched? I'm sure it was the most recent one, which was about the speed of getting fast food, whether takeout or ordering in or at the kiosks or something. Yes, but it's been a while since I've looked at Style Theory. Maybe I'll have to have a dig through the archives and see if I can find that one. Though I imagine there's a fair few first-hand accounts scattered around the place, which, you know, if I ever have a character that actually gets shot and it's set in a real-life sort of world, I should probably have a bit of a look for. But that's going to make for some pretty morbid search history, isn't it? Sorry, so many tangents already. Something cold splatters across my cheek. For a fractured heartbeat, I know it's blood. My every muscle seizes up. I'm hit. They got me. I'm shot. You haven't been shot. I know haven't seems pretty long here, but, you know, this is the sensible side of protagonist at the moment. I think it's just supposed to be spoken very sort of, not exactly reassuringly, but sort of maybe slightly exasperated, and you haven't been shot. The sensible side. Here we go. That's the common sense talking, that's right. I accept my own common sense without hesitation. My hypertense body relaxes a smidgen. Here, I want to put something here to sort of, I think I want to indicate some things that they can hear in the prophecy, in the vision, because it's not a vision restricted to vision. It is a vision crossing the senses, sort of, you know, it's enveloping protagonist, but can still sort of exist through it, so they can still see the bathhouse and see everything there, but the vision is existing all around them. 3 hours of sleep is plenty. It's bluing time. Hello, Latui. Are you sure 3 hours is enough? Are you going to be able to get any more anytime soon? Oh dear. At the very least, I hope we can be relaxing enough that you can get some rest, at least, if not sleep. How are you? I hope you're doing well. We're doing okay here. Already adding more. No, it's not but my brain keeps waking me up at 2 a.m. Oh, goodness me, I'm sorry, that's no fun. But I am vibing. That is more fun. Sometimes you just gotta balance the less good with the good and get what you can out of things. Oh dear. But always, you are so welcome here, and I'm glad you're here with us. Yes, so we are adding a little bit more here to try to tie it in more with the vision. So I wrote a few quick notes in my lovely purple pen. I have, but I still hear the shrill, not shrill, shrill pings of phantom gunfire. That works, I think. I started taking melatonin and immediately started waking up consistently 3 hours after falling asleep. I don't understand it. Oh dear. Yeah, the melatonin, that's supposed to help regulate the sleep cycles, isn't it? So it's not doing its job, is it? I remember, I think I took it briefly a few years ago related to a medical thing. I don't consciously remember it helping. Or possibly I'm mixing it up in my head and I could have taken it and I didn't. Can't remember, sorry. But I hope it starts working properly soon. It is quite odd. I still hear the shrill pings of phantom gunfire twisted through my ear canals. Melding's probably fine. Melding with screams. Probably make screams more interesting, but leave it like that for now. Screams and a low rumble that can only mean death approaches. Sorry. Ooh, a bit off topic. Last stream I mentioned that my magic system maybe could drain the user's pigment, but anemia can make the eyes pale, so I interpret that as the eyes losing pigment and becoming red. I think that's what happened, because I think individuals who suffer, what is it? The albinism condition. I think eyes, not always, but can frequently appear red in that condition with the lack of pigment, so I think that would make sense. Yes, I think that makes sense. Yes, always good to try to be as scientifically accurate as possible in fantasy stories. I find it makes the more fantastical elements more believable if everything else is reasonably grounded in actuality. Well, I find it helps anyway, and I like that. But I think that's a brilliant idea, Elfie. I think that could work very well. Oh dear. How goes that story, by the way? Didn't you decide to have an anthropologist in there to research the magic from long ago? And that sounds super interesting. Ooh, on the bright side, I have an apple. Yummy apple. Please enjoy the apple. It deserves your enjoyment. It does. And you enjoy your enjoyment from the apple's enjoyment. Or something along those lines. Yes, sorry. Had to put the death approaches in there. I haven't played much of Persona 3. In fact, I'm not sure I've played any at all, but I used to watch one of my siblings play years and years ago. And we both got scared the first time Mitsuru said death approaches, and we noped right out of there. Oh dear. I would love to play Persona 3 on stream, but I'm afraid the revamped version, is it Reload, might be a little beyond my coffers at present. I'll maybe think about buying the original revamped. Does that make any sense? That they made for PC. I'll think about it, but I'm not sure anyone wants to watch that now when Reload is out. Oh, I'm developing the culture and writing system at the moment. Oh, beautiful. I try to put as much as much cultural background as I can, just sort of threaded through the story. But yes, I've been thinking more about writing system, but at the moment I'm again just sort of writing around it. And we know in my main magical project it's there's a combination of characters and a more recently created alphabet. Maybe if there's interest when after the story's sort of being released, I can go back and maybe we could even work on an alphabet together just for fun. On stream, make alphabet. I know it's not that easy. I know it's not. I know it is far from that easy, but it could be something fun to do one time. Definitely cannot create, the characters. Because my thought was that to have sort of labyrinthine style ancient characters that nobody really uses anymore except for surnames, but it's become sort of popular in fashion, to have your family labyrinth stamped on clothes, or just labyrinths of words you like. Because I was having labyrinths being sort of, what's the term? Not pervasive, but just a part of the culture, and Kaz wanders around a labyrinth at one point. It's a hydrangea labyrinth, but sadly summer has passed, so they are not in full bloom. I'm sure it's still beautiful though. But yes, I liked the idea of having characters sort of labyrinthine style, and was generally written with stamps, lots of different stamps that can sort of make up one character if you just keep stamping over the top. Okay, this story. Death approaches. What do we think of this? Does this sound okay, do you think? Okay, I accept my own common sense without hesitation, and my hypertense body relaxes a smidgen. But I still hear the shrill pings of phantom gunfire. It's not quite right. Twisting through my canals. Melded with screams. Should we stick that in there? Morning. Good morning, crater fish. How do you fare this fine day? Oh dear. Yes, already adding a little bit more here to just try to make things less confusing, hopefully. Will likely only be lurking because drunk, sick, and only got home a few hours ago. But hey! Oh dear. Drunk and sick combination does not sound pleasant or wise, really. But Blue is not one to offer any criticism on such things. Blue has done some very silly things in her past. Long time ago now, though. In any case, I hope you feel better soon. I'm sorry you feel drunk, sick, only got home a few hours ago. It is, in any case, my general hope to not take too long fixing this up and going through the reports. But, and so we can have a brief chat about, I was hoping to ask all of you what sort of streams you might be interested in. And we can maybe brainstorm a few ideas of things you'd like and that I would like to do too. And that honestly at this point still doesn't take too much effort because I'm still not so well myself. Stuff will hopefully get more interesting once I start to feel a bit better. I got sick on my birthday. Oh dear, so I pushed to have some fun. Is today your birthday? Or yesterday? Or today? Yesterday, today. Probably difficult to tell given our different time zones, but in any case, happy birthday. I'd sing the happy birthday song, but I don't think it's out of copyright yet. Maybe I should make something else up. Oh hell yeah, brainstorming. I don't have one of those brain things right now, but fun. Well, I still value your opinion on anything that's discussed, even if you can't input any discussion topics yourself. 6-hour stream listing all the reasons pineapple's the worst fruit and should be destroyed. Blue can't really comment too much on the levels of fruit, on their terribleness, because she does not eat them herself. But pineapple most certainly does not belong on pizza at the very least. Because we all know the one true fact about people who eat pineapple on pizza. We've been over it before, but perhaps it should be mentioned again. You are weak, your bloodline is weak, and you will not survive the winter. Don't worry, I still love you. We all still love you. Just hashtag destroy pineapples. I was actually born somewhere where pineapples are a bit of a thing. I'm from the subtropics, so definitely lots of pineapples around there. I'm working on names for the anthropologist. Ooh, I'm thinking about Kuo or Yu. Oh, they're both lovely. Kuo, Yu. They're both beautiful. I think my head automatically tilts towards Kuo. I don't know, I've got a thing about names that can sort of be pronounced either, can be pronounced either 2 syllables or 1 syllable, but Yu is so lovely too. Ooh, blue holds blanket discrimination against fruit, right? All except bananas and avocados. And even then, I can't really say I adore them. I just quite like bananas, and I've always eaten them. And you know, I do like my avocados smashed up and mixed with lemon juice, and on toasted bread with some variety of egg on top, possibly bacon. Bacon optional. Options are optional. I have a passionate hatred for pineapples. Oh, that one makes me weak. Hello, Hulk guy. I'm sorry. Yes, your preference for pineapple on pizzas, yes. It does you no favors, I'm afraid. Bananas, avocados, brown sugar in a bowl. Goodness me, I've never tried that. Oh dear. In 15-ish minutes? 15 minutes? Oh, be right back. Sorry, I missed your be right back. We'll see you soon, Elfie. See you soon. Oh, first time I ate avocado, I threw up because it was gross. Avocado dies right after pineapple. I'm sorry. These fruits are not your friends. I will befriend avocado for you. You do not have to have anything to do with avocados at all. I will take care of them for you. Oh dear. I think I said I didn't actually start eating them until quite recently. I think I also just held them in general disgusted regard for such a long time. I don't remember when I first ate them and why I decided it was okay. I'm surrounded by enemies. You're all wrong about fruits and I will die on this hill. Oh dear. Oh dear. Please don't. Please don't, then we wouldn't be able to chat. Oh dear, we are all free to choose the hills we die on. I just hope it's, you know, worth it. Oh dear. But I still hear the shrill pings of phantom gunfire twisting. Ah, maybe that should be one sentence. They twist through my ear canals, melding with helpless screams and a low rumble that can only mean death approaches. Rub's not the right word. What suggestions can you give me? Well, that's not oh, brush will do. Brush will do. Okay. Was that 4 oh dears? Possible? No, we never said drink with oh dear, did we? I'm sure oh dears have to be off limits, don't they? I mean, that's just going to be cruel to me and my very already over full guilt levels if I wind up getting anyone, you know, obscenely drunk because you drink when I say oh dear. I mean, the apologies I'm working on, and we can work on that, but oh dear sort of replaces, you know, the cursing and stuff, which I will attempt only to do when it's actually in the writing, and which I hope you have seen I do with passion. But under regular circumstances, I prefer PG-13 or even slightly lower. Because that's just me, I guess. Oh dear. Oh my god, no more alcohol. I'm still soaked in it. Oh dear. I hope you're lying down, Crater Fish. Are you resting? Are you drinking water? I'm going to be annoying mum streamer here. Drink some damn water. Oh no, that damn counts as a cuss, doesn't it? Well, dang. Drink some dang. Ding dang dong. Drink some dang water. Wasn't the game started off, oh dear, was it? Oh, goodness me. Anytime Blue curses, I down the bottle. How bad a curse? How bad a curse? I'm sure one little not dang can slip past your radar, can't it? I'm in bed cuddling a water bottle, yes. Drink some dang. Don't got one of those. Oh, dearie me. Well, I'm going to drink some dang water. At least in F. Well, that's only happened in reading the stories, in which case it should not count. Especially not when I start reading Main Magical Project, because Kaz, he's got a mouth on him. He does, which means the prose also has a mouth on it, because the prose sits directly on Kaz's shoulder. Oh dear. We've got 2 paragraphs in a row starting with I. We don't mind too much, do we? Because it is first person. It's difficult to avoid. Or BFC, although I hear Aussies. I actually loathe that word. It makes me twitch. I really don't like it at all. Yes, you'll find as we go there's quite a few things that make me twitch. Like I just remembered something then. Oh, it's a really weird thing. And I don't remember whether I might have mentioned it before because I forget who I tell things to, chat. So I'm sorry if I have told you this before. But, one year in primary school, elementary school, whichever word makes more sense to you, we were making sort of, you know how in jars you can sometimes have like sand pictures in jars by creating layers with the sand? And we were creating that, and we had the sand, but we didn't have anything to color it with, and we were told to use chalk dust. And I just, oh god, I'm twitching right now, as you may be able to see. It's the sound of the edge of rulers scraping away at chalk is just, it's not even burnt. It's like, rips through my head whenever I think of it, and I think of it a lot more than I'd like. It's just the most awful sound, and I just can't get it away from me. It's just random remembrance of this sound, and I'm just awful. Sorry. Tangents. I forget why I started talking about that. Twitching. Oh yes, because I don't like the word that begins with C, and I twitch in a similar fashion if I hear people using it. Oh dear. Have you ever bitten down the wrong way and grinded your teeth in a way that makes a squeaking noise? Yes, I do not like it. The sound plus the horrendous texture of the chalk dust and sand sounds incredible. Oh dear. Yeah. It wasn't great. Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, why didn't we just stand on the chalk and just crush it? Why couldn't that have happened? Why couldn't we just crush it in one fell swoop? That would have gotten it done. That would have been enough, wouldn't it? Oh dear. I think I'm alright with this. If anyone has any thoughts, let me know. We'll pass through it again when we do a read through after, before we hit the reports button. I can't help it. One fingertip inches to brush my damp cheek. If it's not blood, what is it? My twitching response is just witnessing anything mildly cringy. I cringe so easily. Secondhand embarrassment. Yep, that can really do it. Yeah, I can do it. You said that would have gotten it done like a soldier talking about an execution. Well, technically I suppose the chalk was being slowly murdered. At least make it quick. Sorry, did it sound that intense? Really? I'm sorry. If it was too much, let me know. Too much. Blue does not want to be too much for anyone. Oh dear. Oh dear. Blue tries to be a nice streamer. She tries. Blue is our commanding officer. Blue would be a terrible soldier. Particularly in a commanding officer sense. Okay, Blue tells a lie. If Blue was actually fit and she was a grunt, perhaps she would do quite well in the military, because I'm a bit of a lemming, to be honest. I'm very good at just doing what I'm told and not thinking. But yeah, that's also a bad thing in the military, I would have thought. You have to be able to think for yourself, otherwise you could do absolutely reprehensible things. Yes, I could not join the military because of the prospect of needing to do absolutely reprehensible things. So, commanding officer in fiction, sure. Only in fiction. Oh dear. I can't help it. One fingertip inches to brush my damp cheek. If it's not blood, what is it? My senses... Is this a bit of a confusing opening to this sentence, do you think? I'm about to become one of those soldier thingies. Oh, really? Goodness me. Goodness me. Good luck to you in that. Yeah, that's going to be an experience, isn't it? Wow. That's a major decision, so well done for making that decision. Yeah. Maybe putting the still here will make it a bit easier. Does that work? My senses still shrouded by prescient steam. I'm aware of not having something there makes it feel a bit weird. Hey, if I die, I die. For legal purposes, that was a joke. Yes, yes, yes. Jokes are okay, so long as you're okay. Yes. Yes, you should avoid the dying part. I agree with that. As much as possible, that should be avoided. Oh dear. I said. Oh goodness me. Wow, I just still can't imagine making such an incredibly huge decision like that. I mean, you know, I moved overseas, but that seems like absolutely nothing in comparison. At least not the way I did it. You know, the way I did it, I had lots of support and was guided very much. If moved overseas without any of the support, perhaps it would be along similar lines, maybe. I think senses soaked by precedent stream. That sounds a bit more visceral than shrouded. Shrouded's a good word, but soaked gives the sort of impression of maybe being slightly drunk on the vision, which sounds appropriate. It was a financial decision, so easier than you'd think. Would you like not to be in debt for a decade? Yes. Oh, goodness me. Oh, dear. Still. And if it's easy to make for financial reasons, it's still such a huge lifestyle shift, I'd imagine, but I can see how it would be appealing to be out of the debt. I thought about joining the National Guard, then thought, wow, I'd really rather not. Or agreed on the soaked thing. Yay! I occasionally make intelligent writing decisions. Not often, but occasionally. Oh, goodness me. You're not going to start drinking your goodness me, are you? Because that would just be cruel. Oh, my senses. Oh, maybe. I think it sounds okay when it's just soaked on its own. My senses soaked. Soaked in. Soaked by. Soaked in. Not sure. Do we have a blue self-deprecation counter? No. Please do not start one. That's another thing I'm doing my best on, I promise you. It's... I don't know. I know self-deprecation's an easy route to go, but it's also helped me get through some things. So it's something I can work out of slowly. I give myself permission to occasionally be self-deprecating. If it gets overboard, If it starts to really be overboard and I'm upsetting you by doing it, please let me know, because I do not want that to happen. I can't help it. One fingertip inches to brush my damn cheek. We have not gotten far, have we? If it's not blood, what is it? My senses soaked in prescient steam. I am still aware of the surrounding bathhouse, of silver taps and slick stone tiles, of the feature wall, draped in hanging ivy, its tresses dotted with tiny white peace blossoms. Do you think we need anything else with the feature wall? I know we describe it afterwards, it just seems a little barren here, maybe. Oh dear. Legally, I can't drink. Gotta be 21 in the States. Lucky your ODs haven't killed my liver. Thank goodness. Yes, Australian friend. 18 all the way. Creative Fish, my academic advisor interrupted my facetious self-deprecation to talk about negative versus positive self-talk and honestly appreciate it. That is fair. That is fair. This was very good of your academic advisor. I'm glad they did this for you. I'm glad. I don't know. I will work on the positive self-talk. Feature wall. Usually when I think of feature walls as such, I think if you're painting a 4-walled room and you do 3 of the walls in a lovely neutral and you do the other wall in something ridiculous, just for fun. But in this case, I just mean, a wall that looks a little different to the other walls. In this case, it's because of the hanging ivy. But maybe if we just say carved as well, because we know there's stone everywhere. So maybe if we say carved, we can just leave it to people's imagination how it's carved differently to the rest of the place. Oh, I counter my self-deprecation with bouts of extreme narcissism. It's all about balance. Or I don't know, do neither, but that's less fun. That advisor, I'm sure, gets a bunch of neurotic pre-med, so he's probably practiced in talking people through stuff like that. Fair enough. I gotta use the feature wall then. Love those, but never knew they had a name. I have a liking for home renovation shows. Australia produces a few quite good ones. I've occasionally tried watching American and Canadian versions of them, but I just don't enjoy them as much. They just seem to... They focus a bit more on the drama, whereas I find with more Australian television, it tends not to take itself quite so seriously, maybe. A lot of it. I mean, I'm sure some reality shows that I don't watch really amp up the drama, but I can think of a few that definitely do, but these ones don't. It's just more, focused on the renovation and just being silly and having fun. Oh dear, that's right, there's some new Grand Designs Australia's up. I should watch them. I just don't watch television. That seems to be a solid choice these days. Yes, I am fully behind that choice. 100% support it. Oftentimes I wish I could do it. Oh dear. But, television, it's a passive pastime, and my brain can't handle more active ones a lot of the time. I'd love to read more and play games more, but it's taxing on my ridiculous brain. I've never been hit harder by a mother than this home renovation convo. In a good way. Honestly, I don't do very much in my own home. It is rented, for one thing. So I have to figure things out through the landlords, who are lovely. They are lovely landlords, which is, hard to find in this economy. But yeah, it'd be nice to do some stuff around here. I imagine I would enjoy the painting. It's repetitive, perfectionist sort of task I'm sure I could really get into. Oh dear. Yeah, I think just popping carved in there can just give people more to play with in imagining the feature wall. My senses soaked in prescient steam. I'm still aware of the surrounding bathhouse of silver taps and slick stone tiles. I think I wound up going with silver instead of copper, just to add a bit more alliteration in there, because I love alliteration. And plus silver taps are pretty. And I suppose usually you'd call them chrome, wouldn't you? But silver is good. Of silver taps and slick stone tiles. Of the carved feature wall draped in hanging ivy, its tresses dotted with tiny white peace blossoms. Pretty sure every time I say ivy, I immediately try to say it the way Mary says it in the Secret Garden movie. I mean, not her tone. She's a much higher voice than I do. She's much younger for one thing, but just the intonation, is that the correct word? Oh, do your landlords fight off the horror that is the Australian wildlife? There are so many spiders in my house. I watched a moth struggle through its last bleak moments of life as some spiders approached it while I was having a shower the other night. I was hit by a lot of guilt, wondering if I should try to save it, but it was already, it wasn't going to last even if I got it out of there. So many spiders. And I went through the house not too long ago trying to get all the cobwebs out. They're all back already. I can see some even as I'm just looking up. Atticus? What about Atticus? I use the writing software Atticus occasionally. Did something pop up on the screen about Atticus, or did I just pronounce something unusually? Blue watches Innocent's diary kills with mild guilt. Its wing was already ripped up. It was moving very feebly. It wasn't going to survive, and I was having a shower. What was I supposed to do? No, Atticus spiders. Oh, if your cobwebs are back. Those are not cobwebs, those are webs. Or maybe I missed some because these are still sort of droopy and look more cobwebby than anything else. Blue's making excuses. Shall I sigh louder and harder? Bugs give me the twitch. I'm not too bad with them. I managed to trap a cockroach the other day. Not a huge one, just a small cockroach. Trap it under a glass and get some paper under there and tossed it out into the garden. I don't like killing bugs and spiders if I can help it. It doesn't give me good feelings to do that. It's only if it's unavoidable or I am startled. Oh dear. It's oh dear. Like in one of the most recent Bluey episodes when they had the bug spotter when they're on their water slide. They keep trying to go down their water slide, the flat water slides. I've never used one, but they look like fun. But bugs keep getting in their way, and they don't want to squash the bugs, and so they send someone slowly first to pick the bugs out of the way so the other one can go quickly behind them. I've had cockroaches on the freaking floor of a building. Why and how? They fly. Cockroaches do fly. Oh dear, and even if they couldn't, they can crawl up walls, and they are very determined. Oh dear. Sorry. Is this too much bug talk? Are people not enjoying this? I'm sorry. Don't remind me of cockroaches' ability to fly. I try not to think about it. If we must think of bugs, let's think about butterflies and ladybugs and these ones. Yay. Pretty colours, pretty patterns. No creepy crawling up our walls. I hate all bugs and I'm allergic to bees, so those things scare me. Understandable. That's... yes. I am fortunate in that I do not possess any allergies apart from, I get a little bit rashy if I decide to roll in grass, which I do not generally decide to do. But, oh dear, allergic to bees, that's not fun. I would have to be so careful. Oh dear. What is it? Yes, in my favourite series, the Raven Boys series, the main character in that is allergic to, I'm not sure if it's specifically hornets or it's hornets and bees, and that actually his allergy to that plays a major role in how the whole story's the whole story works once you get to the end. It's very interesting, the knots that Miss Stayfata? I'm sorry, Maggie. I'm unsure of the correct way to pronounce your surname. But the knots she manages to tie and untie, and it's just incredible how that story works. I really like it. Oh, one of my favourite lecturers talked about the zombie fungi that infects adult cicadas and eats its abdomen and replaces it with its own fungal bodies because adult cicadas don't need to eat to survive. I think I've heard of that, or at least saw something similar. That's so interesting. On the plus side, for 90% of the year, it's a little too cold here for bees. Well, that's something at least. Small favours. And one that infects ants makes it crawl into its home and then self-implodes to spread spores. No, actually, that's the one I've heard of. That one. I remember seeing that one in a documentary, and was, yeah. Oh dear, there's going to be a what is it? A fairy, quite a lot of fairy parasites and stuff in my high fantasy, because a bunch of the ones who go off on a quest in the second book wind up getting infected by it, and it's sort of, it burrows into your ear, and it just sort of gets you, not quite full mind infection, but gets you to just keep trying to lead you somewhere. And, you're not really thinking anything of it, and you're not well, I suppose it depends on how bad the infection is. You're not fighting desperately to do it, or at least they aren't at that point. It's only a few of these tick things each. But trying to lead them somewhere where I'm sure they will be consumed by, more evil fae related to the parasite. But I think the joke, or not joke, or the lore behind it is they're only supposed to infect young and attractive people. And so the one person who doesn't get infected is a bit, in good humour about it, but just, come on. Earworms. Me when I get you. Oh, I love that parasite idea. Hey, Latui, who are you chasing? Because if it's me, I need to hurry. Yes, so I'll have to do more thinking about the fairy parasites, because we should probably have some fairy fungi, however we pronounce it too. Magic mushrooms. Okay, let's try to keep moving. It's amazing how all my reading and writing streams just turn into chatting streams. I'm not against it at all, so long as I still get my work done. Oh yes, what's the infection vector? Yes, I'm not sure how the parasite gets there. That's something to think about. Goodness, it's been a while since I've thought in depth about this story. I've got notes for it. So many notes. In fact, I'm probably just going to have to disregard all of the notes and just go from scratch. Ooh, right on topic stuff. Okay. My senses soaked in prescient steam. I am. What sounds better? My senses soaked in prescient... I'm sounds better. We are not as well educated and articulate as our phoenix spotter, so we can have more contractions. It's fine. Blue, are you as flammable as a library? I have not tested this. I would rather not test it. I can definitely burn. I have burned. Never badly, thank goodness. I sunburn. Goodness me, I sunburn. I am a very pale library. I just, 5 minutes in sun without sunblock and I'm gone. Even when I do put on sunblock, it's generally not enough. So I burn at the very least, if that counts as flammable. Oh dear. Oh, my senses soaked in prescient stream. I'm sorry, I keep starting this one again. I'm still aware of the surrounding bathhouse, of silver taps and slick stone tiles, of the carved feature wall draped in hanging ivy. Its tresses are dotted with tiny white peace blossoms. I say aware, but it's like my awareness is on autopilot. You don't think the word autopilot seems too sort of out of place here? I mean, I'm not sure what I'd replace it with. It probably works all right. Maybe it just gives us a bit of a jolt and that's all right. If part of your library self is destroyed, are you still whole blue in human skin, or do you have missing body stuff or missing mental stuff, or goes insane? Again, this has not been tested clearly. Perhaps it's something for science? One day maybe. Because, you know, Blue may be a library in human skin, but Blue does not delve deeper into her lore at this point because she is, you know, working on other stories. And my lore, of course, exists. It is just remaining mysterious at this point. But yes, that would probably be a bit too unpleasant, given Blue likes to remain PG-13 or less. Blue, for no reason at all, have you heard of Alexandria Library? Yes, I loved that library. We were so close. Good friends, good friends. Autopilot sounds fine, thank you. Holds up blazing torch for science. Oh dear. Oh dear. No drinking with Odias. Yes, I was wondering whether to think about the Alexandria Library and Blue, whether there's any connections at all, or just libraries in general. I should perhaps do some more and think about my lore that definitely already exists, so there's no need to think about it, but think about my lore. I say aware, but it's like my awareness is on autopilot. I'm aware of the bathhouse, not unlike a trapped flea perhaps is aware of its surroundings upon a thirsty spider's approach, as much as a trapeze artist notices anything but that brand new and very large hole in their net as they plummet towards the ground. I think I'm alright with this. Again, I think it works. I'm just wondering if it sounds slightly different to how other things sound, but goodness me, I hope you can't hear how much my stomach's rumbling. Blue personally knew Alexandria's library. Write that down, you've got to update the timeline. Got to figure out which library she is. Blue, while our chat casually talks about recreating the tragedy that befell the Library of Alexandria. No danger at all. I don't feel in danger. I trust you, chat. You have not at this point given me any reason not to trust you, and I generally live along those lines as best I can. But as soon as someone, including you, chat, gives me a reason not to trust you, the trust is gone. Trust will be gone. I think the section that talks about it, dissociation sounding different from the rest of the story, is actually pretty cool. Okay. I'm glad it works. I'm glad it works. That's the one I threw down the idea for it just before starting last stream. Like, I don't know how this sounds, but let's just see. I blink. Beads of salted moisture encrust the ceiling above me and my lashes. With each dazed blink, dampness drips and trickles down my face. Condensation, I decide shakily. Not blood, just condensation. I think that needs its own paragraph. I'm trustworthy, probably. Yay! We know it's true because you told us so yourself. It's probably going to pull me up with so many paragraphs starting with I, but it is difficult to avoid having at least more than usual when you're in first person, isn't it? Condensation, beside shakily. Not blood, just condensation. Not blood, and not tears. Do we need and there? Not blood. Not tears. Sounds a bit more direct, maybe. I introduced myself to my boss as Knavish because Icebreaker, and she's been side-eyeing me since. Well, Knavish is a great descriptor. Gets to a point where I sort of blends into the page, right? Maybe, but So long as it's just the paragraphs, and some of the paragraphs are a little bigger, so they're not too close. If it was each sentence, it'd be way too much. Okay, here we go. But I don't think I should start this. We've just decided it's condensation, not blood or tears. I think I need to something like still, like even though this, so still or regardless. Despite this decision, not decision. Still, regardless, despite this. I think still holds the energy better. Okay. It also means I get to think less. So, always welcome. Condensation, I decide shakily. Not blood, just condensation. Not blood, not tears. Still, I gasp like oxygen has been all but drained from the air. My heart hammers, erratic as my vision. It's calling it vision here. You're just not sure whether it's seeing or the actual sort of premonition. Maybe change it. I think I've used prescient. I haven't used premonition, have I? Well, that's fine. Premonition works. Us, Among Us. I have not played Among Us. Maybe I should try it one time. I have watched and giggled plenty. Oh dear. I still have my difficulty with games, in that I love the idea of them. And I like watching other people play sometimes. I just have such difficulty actually sitting down and turning them on and starting to play. I don't know what it is. There's some sort of block there. I mean, besides the gut punches I get whenever I do something wrong, just Blue is the imposter. I have a feeling I would be caught very quickly if I was the imposter. Oh dear. Actually though, that library, where'd you get the skin? Feel free to speculate. I'll get around to revealing all of that eventually, maybe. Plus, who do you... I may not even have stolen the skin, really. I may just say that as an icebreaker, as a sort of a friendly, fun, bantery sort of thing. Maybe the skin was procured in another way. Maybe it is, in fact, my skin. I just wasn't born with it. Oh. Who did you steal the skin from, Blue? I did not necessarily steal it at all. That doesn't have to be how things happened, does it? I have the same issue with video games, and I have 2 expensive consoles. Oh dear. Most of my games are on PC. I do own a Switch. It was a birthday gift last year. And I think I played Animal Crossing for about a month, for a few times, and then I haven't played it since. And I'm scared of going back because all my villagers are going to hate me. Blue is just a magical girl, but she transforms into a literal library. That could be how it works. And I could just be saying in human skin to be facetious, or to just sort of clearly differentiate from my library form. Reminds me of a story where there was a renowned criminal that couldn't be tracked. We found out it's because she doesn't have any papers, orphan, and overloads the ports with fake identities. Goodness me. Yeah, that is something to think about. I mean, you always wonder how criminals just can't be tracked. That's definitely a way to do it. Or just being as off the grid as possible. Oh dear. Whenever I think of off the grid, I think that sounds so nice. But then, you know, I'm a streamer and I want to share my stories, and it's probably not possible to do that off the grid, is it? Goodness me. Sometimes I wish writing the stories for myself was enough. And I applaud the people who can write their stories for themselves, and it's enough. I'm getting so antsy. I just want to share. Sorry, staring off into the middle distance. Whose library is her domain? I would love it if I could just live in my library. As long as I can have access to banh mi. I'm craving banh mi so much right now. I've been in one of my... I've got baguette pans opened in my browser. I'll probably be buying some after the stream because I really, really want to eat banh mi, but it's not available anywhere near me. I'm back. Hello, Elfie. Hello, hello. I'm glad you're back. I hope you're still doing well and things that you had to get done indeed got done. Yeah. And it's not just the baguette part of the banh mi I want. The filling with the coriander, or what is it? I think some places in the world call it cilantro. But with the coriander and the really, really fresh carrots, and I think sometimes the carrots are pickled, but sometimes it's not. The carrots and the daikon and the cucumber, I think it's there. And the gentle chilies only, gentle chilies. And I think it's got mayo too, but it's just so fresh and it's so good when you bite into the bread. I've only had it like 3 times, but I just can't stop thinking about it anymore. Oh, I should use the phrase staring into the middle distance in real life instead of saying zoning out. Makes me sound less flighty and more mysterious, and it would worry people in a funny way. I needed to do some cleaning. Hooray for getting the cleaning done. Yes, I have a pile of washing up waiting for me that will probably wait until tomorrow. Oh dear. Sorry for the banh mi tangent. Well, that's just got me thinking on another tangent. Does anyone have that condition where you eat coriander or cilantro, whichever you prefer to call it, and it tastes like soap? Because if you do, I feel so sorry for you because it is just delicious. It is not soap in my mouth. It's so good. Speaking of Vietnam and that area of thought, Happy Lunar New Year, everyone. Happy Lunar New Year. Indeed, indeed. I've got 1 more hour left of it here. Oh, dear. I wish it was easier to procure dumplings here. I suppose I've got some gyoza in the fridge, but it's not quite the same thing. Is coriander that vegetable that tastes like soap? To some people, yes. Not to the majority, I thought. Oh, I don't know if you've ever had cilantro. I do recommend trying it at least once to just find out if you're one of those poor people where it tastes like soap. It does not taste like soap to me. It is fresh and wonderful. Although I do have that thing where raw tomato tastes like dirt to me. Inoculate your child with the moon, one of us. Oh dear. It's I am in fact a child of the dragon. The dragon is my year, which makes this another one of my years. I remember thinking all through the last year of the dragon, 2012, that this was my year. This was my year. I was going to get published. Well, I was going to finish a book first. I was going to get published, and everything was going to go my way in 2012. It did not. Tomato dirt out there. It's a thing, honest. Look it up. It's real. Dragon, you have such a cool year. It is a good year. It's a good year. Oh dear. So I suppose I can continue hoping that maybe 2024 is going to be my year. I suppose it already is in a way. I'm streaming, aren't I? I'm trying something new. I'm making steps towards hopefully doing what I really want to do. So at least there's steps in the right direction this year. I was the year of the monkey, another good year. I suppose all of them have their charms, but monkey! For me, I discovered coriander tastes like soap when I ate a Korean burger. Oh, I'm sorry it tastes like soap for you. It does not taste like soap for me, and I love Korean burgers. Oh dear. But I should probably start growing it if I'm gonna start baking banh mi baguettes and trying to make them on the regular. I think there's somewhere that that sells them in the nearest city to me, but the nearest city is still a fair drive away. But yes, with the tomato thing, yeah, it tastes like raw tomato tastes like dirt to me. I can eat it cooked in pasta sauces and such. And when it's raw, so long as it's sort of hidden by other stronger flavors, like I can eat raw tomato when it's chopped up in tabbouleh, or if it's hidden on a burger with lots of other flavors, I can consume it like that, but I can't just eat them. Oh, goodness me. Oh my god, the sun is rising. Why am I still awake? I've slept 2 hours. It's because Blue is an engaging streamer. It's your fault. I will have my comeuppance. I am so sorry. Please don't take this sorry seriously. I'm being silly with it, but still, I'm so sorry. Please rest. Please rest. You can always watch a VOD if you want. I know it's probably more fun chatting with streamer, but still, VODs exist for a reason. Because you need sleep. That is the reason VODs exist. Oh, last year was my year, I guess. Only 12 years next to my next year. Gamba. Goodness me. What was last year? Last year it's rabbit then dragon, isn't it? Am I correct? So your year of the rabbit. Bunny. I still have... because the years I lived in Japan was, well, I moved there in 2010. I forget what the year before the rabbit is, but 2011 was the year of the rabbit. And I remember I did my first Japanese New Year there, and I went to the shrine, and I bought an arrow. Bought a wooden arrow with the I've forgotten what they're called. It's a very obvious English term that I should know, being a wooden board hanging on a string with pretty rabbits painted on it. Which I wound up leaving behind, I think. Oh no, I didn't. I think I gave it to someone. I brought it home and I gave it to someone. And I did the same thing when I was there going into the year of the dragon. I bought the beautiful arrow with the dragon border, and the dragon I've still got hanging in my house. Yeah, I've slept 3 hours. Sleep is overrated. The entire fun of the stream is being here live. I know it is. I generally don't watch VODs. I imagine I would if I actually had an Oshi, but I do not. So, I used to eat tomatoes like apples. You're not the same as Blue. You're the same as my small one. My small one adores cherry tomatoes and pretty much would eat nothing but cherry tomatoes, if not for the fact that she also adores other things. But wants cherry tomatoes with every meal. You're a rabbit, yes. Fish, I will fight you if you bite into a tomato in front of me. Blue's an archer confirmed. I cannot fire the arrows, and they were not tipped with anything lethal. It was just, there was sort of a notch in it. A notch in the end of them. I didn't bring my arrows home. I imagine I might have run into some trouble with customs if I tried that. Do it with 2 but I can take you in a fight. I will win. Please don't fight. I watch VODs by playing it in the back while I work. That's a fair way to do it. I want to bet. Please don't fight. Tomatoes are overrated. Tomatoes are very healthy, but again, I can't do them raw. They are useful in cooking. They are very useful in cooking. I am armed as in I have 2 arms. I think any straight thing that flies fast enough is lethal. Okay, yes, I imagine if we actually fired it somehow from a bow, it would hurt if it hit someone. I'm not sure it would kill them, but it would definitely hurt. Left, right, good night. Let's go. Oh no. There's fighting in the chat. As in physical fighting. There's a full-on angry spar related to tomatoes going on here. Wow, I was joking before, but I really am surrounded by enemies. You're all wrong about food. I'm gonna have some water before I choke laughing. You guys are great. go. There we go. Oh dear, I should probably take this heat bag off my shoulder. It's run out of heat and now it's just dragging it down. You're a crate of fish. Fish don't have opinions. Have you ever asked a fish whether it has an opinion? Well, if we were going to do that, someone else would have to do the asking. You know, Blue would not actually engage a fish in conversation unless she had absolutely no other choice. Not to brag, but I enjoy not losing sleep to watch Blue streams. Yes, you're at a pretty good time, aren't you? You're, what is it, the Central European time, aren't you? Which is a good time. Yes, I probably am going to stay streaming at this time, except, if when I do karaokes, I will probably do them in the middle of the day for me when I can. You know, I'm not in an apartment block, but still, I don't want to test my neighbors. Oh, actually, since I am a crate, I am many fish and therefore many opinions. Yes, I talk to fish often. And yes, the Central European time. Elfie, shut up. You get it. You're better than us. With love and care. Don't fight the elf. So it's 1:12 here. Oh yes, that is a far more sensible time. Far more sensible time. So long as you're not in class or anything ever at the time. God, I did karaoke for my birthday. Alcohol plus sick plus karaoke, and I haven't spoken yet this calendar day. I bet it won't sound good. Oh, goodness me. I love karaoke. I wanted to do it so much in Japan, but I sort of, when I came, I was replacing one person, and everyone else had lived there together for a year already, and they'd already karaoke'd themselves out by the time I got there, so didn't really go very often. And, you know, I should have asked my choir friends to go to karaoke, but for some reason I never thought of it. I did go with a few other people. There was a fantastic karaoke place just in my town that was sort of family friendly, and it had like really soft squishy floors and like a ball pit and stuff. It was great. I mean, I can't sing, but I like listening. I'll become a black hole and destroy your great fish. No, I think karaoke is not really meant for people who can sing. It's just to have fun. Which is maybe, you know, I got a little bit self-conscious doing it because I have a reasonable voice because of all the choir and such. Still far from fantastic or, you know, pop idol worthy. Far from that, but, you know, it generally sings the note I want it to. And I think maybe at karaoke lots of people don't really want that. They just want to be silly. Oh, I mean, what can I do against a black hole? I can't argue against this. I can't exactly punch a singularity. Have you tried? Karaoke's not about singing, it's about screaming. I am become death, destroyer of fish. We are not getting much work done on this. So much for finishing early. I'm just going to dive in for a little while. I need to convince my theatre troupe to karaoke on Monday. Please, theatre troupe, karaoke is fun. Especially on Mondays? Maybe. Good way to start the week. Also, in everyone's minds, is Monday the first day of the week or is Sunday? I used to go with Sunday, but now I hate saying Sunday is the first day of the week. Sunday is the last day of the week. Monday is the first day of the week. Oh, to all those that can sing on pitch more often than not, please bring the microphone close to your mouth so you can drown out most of the dissonance. Sunday is the start of the week. Oh. Okay, I will go along with that just for you. But on my own time, Monday is the start of the week. Still, I gasp like oxygen has been all but drained from the air. My heart hammers, erratic as my premonition intensifies, taunting me with brimstone and inevitability. I like how that sounds. I hope it just doesn't sound too sort of pompously ridiculous. I don't know. Sunday, because it gives my anxiety a bit of a head start. Remember, it won't let me italics for some reason, so we're using the asterisks for italics. I can't watch anymore. Please stop. Oh, you don't like it as 2 words? Oh, okay. I always thought it was supposed to be 2 words. Or maybe there's certain situations where it's 2 or 1. The haze of prophecy rolls from my mind and I am released. Is that better as 2 sentences? I like the idea of this, I'm just not sure it looks good enough. The haze of prophecy rolls from my mind. I mean, technically I should consider Sunday the last day for reasons, but I'd like to consider it the start. We only have rehearsal on Monday, and February 12th is our first rehearsal in 3 months. That's a while. Are you rehearsing for something in particular? Hey, the 12th when I start my new job. Congratulations on your new job. Yay. I hope you enjoy it. At the very least, I hope it is tolerable and it pays you sufficiently. Oh dear, it's very lucky if someone can find a job they actually enjoy. I think I'm just going back to how it was. New job, let's go. Hope the 19th is a karaoke. Day, night, afternoon, early night. Day, afternoon, early night. Sorry, my head was skipping ahead words. I have to tolerate other people. Yeah, it can be challenging, but hopefully you can get a read on all the personalities fairly quickly and figure how to best step around them. Not on them. Please don't step on them. I can't watch anymore. Please stop. The haze of prophecy rolls from my mind and I am released. Promptly. Mercifully. How can indoor plumbing understand enough is enough when every prince and president on the planet can't seem to get it through their thick skulls? I think that's okay. Please remember, if you notice anything that seems confusing or odd or just doesn't sound right, please let me know. I mean, so far I think it's reading okay, which is a bit of a shock given I thought it was going to be a lot to deal with, because I was so unhappy with it last week, to be honest. I have a sudden hunger for salmon. Salmon, really? Fish. We're rehearsing Prince Grief Free. Yes, I haven't heard of that one. I'll look it up later. There's my analog pen. Here we go. Prince Grief Free. I will look that up later. Hey, why do I suddenly have more room in the crate? Analog pen. I know it's just pen, but my thoughts cross. Like, I'm typing at the computer, and usually I imagine one might take a note somewhere on OneNote, perhaps, but it's quicker to just grab a pen and do it. I don't know why I said analog pen. It just happened. Pens are analog, technically, aren't they? Okay. I'm keeping going. We're never going to get through this at this rate. Do you even have a tablet pen? No, I do not. I like styluses, though. I had a lovely pink stylus, but I'm afraid my small one also liked it, and liked it into oblivion. Sup, hello, Gag Golagalu. It is so lovely to see you. You are so very welcome here. I am trying to work on this story, but we just keep getting sidetracked, but that's fun too. Okay, let's read a bit more. My arms trembling, I hoist myself from the sunken tub, slipping and sliding to my feet, stumbling in my rush to escape. I know I love alliteration, but is that too much? Should I think of something else for stumbling, maybe? Floundering might work. My arms trembling, I hoist myself from the sunken tub, slipping and sliding to my feet. Floundering in my rush to escape. It doesn't sound great, but I think just having the sentence sort of run on like that just helps with the panic and the desperation. So even though it doesn't sound fantastic, I think it still works. Blue on chat refuses to let her work and instead talks about us and fights about fruit and whether or not Sunday or Monday starts the week. In your defense, I did bring up most of those things. Ooh, I translated it from Swedish. In Swedish, it's Prins Solgrif. I should probably write down the Swedish too in case it helps me find it. Prins Sorgfri. Sorgfri? Prince Sorgfri. Apologies if I have butchered your language. Yes, the only languages Blue is halfway confident about pronouncing English and Japanese, occasionally Latin, but it depends on whether it is Italian or Germanic Latin. And I forget what works with each. This is why the general rule in choirs is just do what the conductor says. Whatever your conductor says, go with that. Don't try to get hung up on what actually is correct. Just do what the conductor says so everyone does the same thing. I'm going to set my phone down and rest my eyes and hopefully not pass out, so no more chatting from me, but I still exist. You indeed still exist. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Please rest. Rest is good. Latin, classical, ecclesiastical. No, just whatever most of the choral music Latin is in. And it changes depending on who wrote the choral music. God, it's been so long though. Dear. Choral music, I mean, sometimes it is absolutely wonderful to listen to, but it's one of those things that I find I enjoy a lot more when I'm singing it than when I'm listening to it. It's being sort of enveloped in it. It's fantastic. Oh, best you, Letui, indeed. My high school offered Latin as a foreign language class. Cool. It's pronounced Prince Sorryfree. Sorryfree. Okay, thank you. Thank you for adjusting my terrible pronunciation. It direly needed it. Okay, here we go. Let's try. Roll the R. Okay, how rolled? Just the slight roll that's in Japanese. Is that okay? As Prince Sorryfree? Prince Sorryfree? Something like that. Probably doesn't need the intense upwards inflection at the end. Okay, let's do this one. My arms trembling, I hoist myself from the sunken tub, slipping and sliding to my feet, floundering in my rush to escape. Where's the goddamn exit? Lost in a sea of thickened steam, I swing my head in every direction and choose one at random, taking 2 staggered steps. My knees crack into stone. Damn it. You don't think we need something else at the beginning of this to join it to the previous paragraph, or just like we don't need to say I fell, do we? We can figure that out from the knees cracking into the stone that we have taken a tumble. Hopefully that's clear enough. Oh dear. Every single R, roll them. This reminds me of my rhotism, which reminds some of my lisp. I can't speak what I'm saying. Oh dear. I wonder sometimes when I write a character with a lisp if I do it correctly. I should look into that more. Like, actually I don't think I've written the lisp. It's the stammer. I've got a character that tends to stammer when she gets particularly anxious, and I'm wondering whether I should restrict her to stammering over specific letters, if that's more realistic, because I think I've just picked letters at random, which possibly doesn't work. Got it spot on. How do you know that was the right pitch accent? I don't know. I don't know. It's just lucky, I suppose. Just lucky. Oh dear. My knees crack into stone. Damn it. Numbness thrums ugly vibrations through my legs as I pick myself up and scowl. Oh yeah, this is the paragraph where he gets very Yes, he's not exactly cool in this paragraph, are we? Blue's just built different. Well, I'm built. Most of me is together, hopefully in semi-correct places. Oh dear. Yes, we are very much looking down our nose in this paragraph, aren't we? Numbness thrums ugly vibrations through my legs as I pick myself up and scowl. Evidently, upon my painful descent, my arms had windmilled and wafted enough steam clear to prove what I already suspected. A human lump huddles at my feet, the source of my fall. My face twists further when they don't react. This oaf almost puts me on a pension and they don't even deign to look at me? What in hell are they? A sob breaks from their chest. With a jolt, I realize they're not huddled in my way. They're huddled and weeping like the world is ending. Wait, did they see what I saw? Blue's jacked. Thrums. Yes, it is a good word. Just let me look it up for a proper definition. To thrum. Thrum. Make a continuous rhythmic humming sound. The example being the boat's huge engines thrummed in his ears. You can also use it as a noun, being a continuous rhythmic humming sound, the steady thrum of rain on the windows. Generally, we don't roll the R. I'm stuck in R rolling right now. Okay, the steady thrum of rain on the windows. So yes, a continuous rhythmic humming sound, or to make that sound. I think I like to use it with drums and stuff because, you know, rhyming. The thrum of the drum and all of that fun stuff. Here we are. My face drains, not only of warm bathhouse flush, but of indignation. Not only of warm bathhouse flush, but of my indignation. Maybe not. Oh, my face drains. It's probably best with a not there. And I was wondering whether to change it to my face drains of warm bathhouse flush and of indignation. But I think the not only, it works fine. I think it works fine. My face drains not only of warm bathhouse flush, but of indignation, and a foreign urge takes my heart. I want to say something to them. Let's get that in a new paragraph and shuffle this. My lips twitch over uncertain comforts, then they open. And they close again just as fast, muting my few pathetic mumbles as I hover and fidget and decide against offering any peace. After all, what peace can I give? Thanks, you're welcome, you're welcome. It is a good word, and I am glad it is now yours to use. I edge past their slumped body, praying they don't hear the muted slap of my toes on wet stone as I leave them to weep. I've already used the word weep and sob. I suppose there's a fair enough distance. I suppose we could be even more dramatic about it. Because we are feeling guilty about not being able to offer any peace, so using a word like abandon might work well. I edge past their slumped body, praying they don't hear the muted slap of my toes on wet stone as I abandon them to despair. I think we're allowed to go a little over the top here. I think it's fine. Up the drama, indeed. Oh yeah, that's right. I was doing a bit of a voice for the cute girl at the service counter, wasn't I? How'd it go? The girl at the service counter lowers a Sylvia Plath novel as I emerge from the change rooms. And yes, for anyone who missed out last week, I did choose a Sylvia Plath novel in particular because of the warm baths. I believe there's a quote from Sylvia Plath along the lines of, I'm sure there's, plenty of problems that a warm bath can't solve, I just don't know any of them. So I thought it worked. The girl at the service counter lowers a Sylvia Plath novel as I emerge from the change rooms. I juggle my wallet from my bag. Unable to look her in the eye, I swipe my bank card and shrug. Shrug first. Shrug first? Unable to look her in the eye, I shrug and swipe my bank card. I think it flows a little better with shrug first. Predict anything good? Something irritated tweaks in my chest. Rummaging in my bag, I wad up a handful of local tourist pamphlets and yank them free. Yeah. The girl winces before I can even start my complaint spiel. Not as advertised, and 1 out of 5 stars would have featured heavily. Despair is a good word. It is a good word. We just need to pick where to use it. Need to choose despair's moments. Choose the moments of despair, I suppose. Oh yes. Please, yes, if anything sounds odd or you have any thoughts to improve things, let me know. At the moment, it's not too bad, which is probably a blessing given how tangential we've been this evening. So many tangents, but that's okay because it's fun. Here we go. We're almost done. Then we'll do a read through from start to finish, trying not to get distracted. Then we'll look at our reports and see how much ProWritingAid despises me for this piece of writing. Here we go. Yeah, the girl winces before I can even start my complaint spiel. Not as advertised, and 1 out of 5 stars would have featured heavily. They've been all doomsday for a while. Not exactly easy viewing. But I guess if you're going to be having apocalyptic visions, what better place than the bath? This used to be a fun gig, you know. The girl places a business card between her pages and sighs, already headed deep into conversational waters. But no one comes here anymore, and everyone who does leaves depressed. How is the water? She asks me, tentatively, as I turn to flee both her and the baths. We need less tangential motion and more radial motion. Indeed. Oh dear. She asks me tentatively, Moth, what are you doing? I have a moth fluttering between my face and the microphone. It is a very small moth, but friend, what are you doing in here? Already headed deep into conversational waters. This guy hates little talky talk. Indeed. He's not a fan. She asks me tentatively as I turn to flee both her and the baths. Warm enough? Who gives up? I bite my tongue. What piece can I give? I can give her this. Just lovely. Thanks. The moth's gonna eat your pages. I hope not. Oh goodness me, maybe it's a good thing I left that moth to die at the mercy of spiders the other day. No, there was nothing I could do. Okay. Do we need a read through before looking at the reports, do you think? Is your library form still around, or is it all stuffed into the human skin? It's stuffed in the human skin. Most definitely. But yet somehow I can still peruse my own shelves. It's, a bit meta. You shouldn't put your characters in the belly of the what that often. Yeah. Start of Blue's villain arc? What do you mean start? Whoops. Sorry. Slipped out. Blue doesn't have a mind palace, she has a mind library. Indeed. Or I would if I could actually, see them in my mind. But I cannot. I have to actually go in. I know a song that describes starting your villain arc. Ooh. That sounds interesting. A song about starting villain arcs. That's good. That's good stuff. Do we? Maybe I won't do a read through. I'll leave the read through until ProWritingAid has yelled at me. Shall we do it? Let's look at the summary. How angry with me are you? Could be worse. Could be worse. Likes my style again. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like my style. But it disagrees with some of my spelling choices and grammar, so we'll look at that. 83% of goals isn't bad. Look how not sticky we are. Wonderful. Good readability, good sentence variety, only a little passive voice. I'll suggest less than 25 and we're 1.2. I think we'll live with that. 2% complex paragraphs. Should be fine. Should be fine. Inclusive language. Ooh, we're very engaging. Look at that. So engaging. Ooh, we've just scraped in there with conjunction starts. A little bit of slow pacing. No very long sentences, no long repeated phrases. We're consistent with acronyms and quotes. No emotion tells. Yay. Only one ing start this time. We had too many, I think, with the last story. Dialogue tags. 20%. Yeah, that's fine. Weak adverbs. Scraping in. I probably used a few too many, but that's okay. No unusual dialogue tags. Good. Where's the problem? Grammar and spelling, yes. Sentence length. You want my sentences longer. But I like short and snappy. And so long as it's spread out well enough for the longer ones, it should be fine. Dialogue tags with adverbs. Okay, we should probably check that out. Okay, but first of all, grammar and spelling. Grammar. Grammar, spelling issue. Okay, you don't like that I've used multiple H's for yeah. Okay, let's just be silly and add that to the dictionary, because I'm probably going to do that a lot. Oh dear. Okay. Grammar. Why are you unhappy with me? Possible comma splice. Is this a comma splice? My sense is soaked in prescient steam. I'm still aware of the surrounding. It may not be fully correct, but I think it reads all right, doesn't it? It's called Villain with Neoni. Sorry, here goes the pen again. Neoni. We'll be right back. Gonna eat some Swedish fika. Well, I have no idea what that is, but I hope it is absolutely delicious. And you know, you sort of transcend taste budness, because everyone deserves to transcend when they eat something delicious. To float with the deliciousness on the air and the aroma. Oh, I really want a banh mi. And I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. It's banh mi, isn't it? The Vietnamese baguette. Banh mi? I think so. My sense is soaked in prescient steam. I'm still aware of the surrounding bathhouse. Okay, maybe it sounds a little odd. Just not sure what to do to it. Can it offer me suggestions? Okay. Let's have a look here. The rephrase button. Should we have a play with that? Suggest rephrases for this sentence, please. You're not being helpful right now. Okay, highlight that. Rephrase, there we go. What are some suggestions? I'm still conscious of the bathhouse around me, even if my senses absorb the steam of anticipation. Maybe not. Despite being enveloped in the steam of foresight, I am still aware of the bathhouse that surrounds me. No. The surrounding bathhouse remains in my awareness, even if my senses are overwhelmed by the prescient steam. That one's not too bad, but... Yeah, I'm just going to see what the sensory suggestions are that adds more stuff to it. No, it's way too much. Way too much. Even now, I can still record the lingering scent of the prescient steam and the vibrant ambience of the surrounding bathhouse. Too much. Too much ProWritingAid. I appreciate your suggestions, but none of them sound quite right. I can tell what you're talking about, but if you're asking about the tones, I have not a singular clue. That's fair. That's fair. I'll just stick with banh mi. My senses soaked in prescient steam. There's got to be something else going on here. Sorry, I'm just staring at the sentence. Trying to make it work. Any suggestions? My senses soaked in prescient steam. I'm still aware of the surrounding bathhouse. Yeah, it doesn't quite flow well, does it? My senses soaked in prescient steam. I don't want to change this part of the sentence because it sounds good how it is, I think. My senses soaked in prescient steam. Maybe I do something but still aware of the surrounding bathhouse. Probably still won't like it. Other than there's my and my. Nah, too many my's. Probably won't like that either. Oh no. Likes that better somehow. Let's just play with this. Okay, let's see if that works better. My senses soaked in prescient steam. I catch a fleeting sensory glimpse of my surrounds, still aware of the bathhouse. Yeah. Do you not like the flow of the sentence? Couldn't you fix the comma splice by using a semicolon if you like the sentence? My senses soaked in prescient steam. I suppose another option could be, yes, using the semicolon, but I suppose when I phrase it like that as well, I could also do something like yurt, yet. Or even while my senses soak in prescient steam, I'm still aware of the surrounding bathhouse. Okay, which one do we like better? Do we like, while my senses soak in prescient steam, I'm still aware of the surrounding bathhouse? Or My senses soaked in prescient steam. I catch a fleeting sensory glimpse of my surrounds, still aware of the bathhouse. The laugh that exploded out of me from your yurt. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Laughter is an amazing thing, and I'm glad my yurt tickled your fancy. Oh dear. Are there any preferences between these two? You sounded deeply offended when you said it. Oh my god. Oh dear. I'm not sure about the while here. It just... I might go with this one for now. My senses soaked in prescient steam. I catch a fleeting sensory glimpse of my surrounds, still aware of the bathhouse. I think that works all right. And for some reason, I really want to start the sentence with my... I think the second one's a little long. Could you try taking away sensory and getting the still aware part? Just to see it. Okay, let's have a look. I think I went with sensory to try to say it covers all senses as opposed to just a vision-based glimpse, but if it's too long, yeah. My senses soaked in prescient steam. I catch a fleeting glimpse of my surrounds, still aware of the bathhouse. Does anyone know of a word that could, similar to glimpse, but that does encompass all senses? I'm not sure. That's possibly asking too much of the English language, isn't it? Since when does a single word in the English language work that hard? Why do you think we have so many of them? Yeah, it's not German, is it? No, sadly not. Hold on. Can't help it. One fingertip inches to brush my damn cheek. If it's not blood, what is it? Let's just try this. Oh wait, have I forgotten what I was going to try? I've completely forgotten it. I had a good idea and now it's completely gone. Oh no. Oh well, let's just go with the second one now. I mean, I do sort of like having it as senses soak, but... Oh wait, I think I just remembered it. My senses... I can't help it. One fingertip inches to brush my damp cheek. If it's not blood, what is it? My senses might say, no, it doesn't sound as good. I think you don't need sensory since it feeds into the next sentence about the bathhouse, which we know isn't parts of the visions. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, let's... Oh, nope. It's fine for you. I accidentally hit the wrong button for me. Okay, let's go back to the reports. Grammar. 3 issues. Bathhouse. What's wrong with the bathhouse? I don't think there's a comma missing there. I don't think we need it there. Let's ignore it. Hell. Okay, maybe this person would say the hell. Generally, I prefer what the hell as opposed to what in the hell, but maybe this person is a what in the hell person. Let's just go with it. popping an A in there makes it weird. I mean, my could work, but we've just used my here, so I think just of warm bathhouse flush is fine. Hopefully. Oh, I think it thought I'm aware of the bathhouse as a complete sentence and not as the start of a metaphor. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. AI has its limitations, as we all know. As in, AI should not be used to try to write books. It can be very helpful in trying to improve books, but do not try to write them. I'm back again. Hello, Elfie. Hello, hello. We're just seeing what ProWritingAid thinks of me. So I think I've fixed or ignored all the grammar issues. There was a dialogue tag adverb thing, I think. Here we are. Doesn't want me using tentatively. I do kind of want to indicate that her demeanor has very slightly changed. I mean, she's been all sort of casual and conversational, and now I think mentioning everyone who leaves is depressed. She's realized we're about to leave, and she's going a bit softer, I think. Hey, back on Crater Fish. I suppose we don't need to have the dialogue tag here at all, do we? I know it's using turn and turns in the same sentence, but it's being used in different ways, and I'm hoping it sort of adds a bit of emphasis, maybe. But if anyone thinks it doesn't sound right, let me know. But no one comes here anymore, and everyone who does leaves depressed. How is the water? She turns tentative as I turn to flee, both her and the baths. I know I spelled demeanor wrong. I can never spell demeanor. It's one of my words that I can just never ever spell. Well, I think I have a subconscious aversion to dialogue tags because I keep not using it and makes read-throughs confusing even for me, and I wrote it. You need a few. Every now and then you do need a few, but too many is way too many. Oh dear. Maybe let's be a bit dramatic here too. There we go. But no one comes here anymore, and everyone who does leaves depressed. How is the water? Her demeanor turns tentative as I turn to flee both her and those cursed damn baths. Warm enough? Who gives up? I bite my tongue. What piece can I give? I can give her this. Okay, let's see how we're doing, summary. Holding breath. Oh, come on. Oh, I've spelled demeanor wrong again, haven't I? Yes, that's the problem. I've spelled demeanor wrong. Demeanor. Fix, please. Thank you. No, we're trailing off into the distance with an ellipses. We don't need a question mark. Ignore, please. You really don't want me to do this. I'm going to keep ignoring you. What else have I got spelt wrong? But I just fixed that, didn't I? Okay, there we go. I just messed with my consistency because I'm writing in Not American English? Can't quite remember. So, I got a weird idea to make a Minecraft world with in-depth lore. Is that a good idea? That sounds fun. I think people could have a lot of fun with that. Oh dear, that'll make some great videos. Oh dear. Okay. Summary again. Summary report me. Grammar's still 91%. I may just have to live with that. I think that's the, where are you? Oh, no, it's another one. No, her demeanor does not turn tentatively. Her demeanor becomes tentative. Her demeanor turns tentative. I'm using it correctly. Ignore. It's always good when we know when to ignore the software, isn't it? How are we doing? Yes! Very good. Very clean. Very clean. Okay, it's still unhappy about my sentence lengths. It wants me to have a more words per sentence on average, but I think I am okay with this. Improvements, indeed. Okay, so last chance, my lovely chat. If you notice anything during this last read through that, you know, confuses you or that you think could read better, please don't hold back. You know, I think we're a little past constructive criticism here. I think we need some brutal honesty. S for short and S for style, baby. Well, we're not quite another perfect piece of writing, but not too bad. But yes, I'm still concerned that this one is confusing somehow. So if anyone is confused in a way that's sort of not good, let me know. Ooh, I could use it to get some experience with hiding lore in environments, because I just want to make a Kenton adjacent games. That could be, that could work. That could work really well. It'd probably take an awful lot of work. Probably take an awful lot of work though, so make sure you sort of map it out a bit maybe and have sort of some idea what you're going to be diving into. Okay, we ready for the last read through? Oh, also, as always, if anyone thinks of a title, please throw it in the comments and I will consider, because when I eventually will be popping these up. I'm leaning towards Wattpad at the moment, just because it's easy. It's easy. So I will be popping them up in a Blue Shorts compilation on Wattpad probably. And if when I make my own website, I'll pop them there too. And I still want to make the nice audiobook style videos of them as well, but that's probably still a little while off. But they do need titles, so thanks for the advice. Hopefully it's advice worth taking. But you're very welcome. Did I hear Wattpad? Yeah. That was a sleeper agent activation word that snapped you out of your haze. Yeah, I've never really used it much, and every time I try to read stuff on it, I can never actually find anything that I can really read. But it's an easy way to pop your writing up. And, you know, there's a very, very small chance other people using it could find you, so there's that. I probably would not be game to put up my novels on there unless I had some assurance against the rampant plagiarism I know takes place there. But yeah. You can at least pop the shorties there. And if I started reworking the story cycle I've talked about a few times, I'd possibly feel alright putting that on Wattpad, given I've already tried releasing it before. How about Royal Road? I have looked at Royal Road. I'm a little uncertain because I've seen there is sometimes quite negative backlash against inclusion of queer characters and stuff. And I include a reasonable number of queer characters in a lot of my writing, and I just wondered if that's just a road I don't want to venture down. I mean, I did I think it was near the end of last year, I rediscovered Royal Road and was getting all excited about maybe this is the thing, this is the one. But I did a little bit more research, and that is a bit of a concern for me. Possibly I'll look back into it again, but I did see some nasty stories. Actually, the only thing, because I only read queer books for whatever reason. Yeah, it's... A lot of my characters are queer. Just as a heads up to people. Lots of queer characters. Like, Kaz, my main dude. He falls into the queer category. He is ace like me. But he is not aromantic like me. He is panromantic. He is asexual panromantic. And he is my precious. I have a lot of ace characters because I am ace. So... Oh dear. But yes, so Royal Road at this point probably isn't the best way to go. How'd that meme go? Gay, homosexual, gay. Oh yeah, ace rep. I'm glad. Yes, my Kaz is ace. He's probably more grey or demi-ace actually, but he is ace. One of my main girls from my high fantasy is ace. She's probably the character most like me of all my characters. If you need a warning for queer characters, you need a rethink in your life. I know. I'm just throwing it out there in case anyone wants to get out now, I guess. I suppose we give people that chance because we probably don't want them reading our stuff anyway. It's just a waste of both of our times. Yeah, I'm really surprised about that Royal Road queer thing because I've read so much queer stuff on it, but I guess I don't really delve into comments. Yeah, it would be the comments, but I did see something unfortunate about how someone whose story had been doing quite well, as soon as the main character was revealed as bisexual, they pretty much had to take the story down because of the amount of abuse and negative reviews they were getting. So that is unfortunate. I mean, maybe it's all right, maybe it is, but I don't know. At my core, I'm a very fragile library, and I don't think I'd be able to handle the sort of abuse that so many people, just deal with every day. I don't think I'm as strong as these people. And, I haven't been tested. What's that song? Third Wave Ska. Impression that I get. I think that sort of applies here, maybe. Oh, maybe that's it. The books I read in Royal Road were queer from get-go, so I guess people jumped ship early. Could be it. We shouldn't be expecting abuse at all. I know we shouldn't, but it just, it feels like we have to steel ourselves for that now, with the internet being what it is, and try to build up that armor early. I mean, I like to think things can roll off me now, but I'm really not sure. I've always been, for want of a better word, very sensitive. So, hope for the best, prep for the worst. The internet is a battlefield. I don't think a truer phrase has been spoken of late. Oh dear. Okay. Shall we do this read through and then maybe have a quick chat about thoughts for, well, just a short chat probably because it's past midnight for me now, about thoughts for future streams. Okay. Last read through. Okay. But yes, if you think of a title, throw it in the comments. I would love to see it. Something cold splatters across my cheek. For a fractured heartbeat, I know it's blood. My every muscle seizes up. I'm hit. They got me. I'm shot. You haven't been shot. I accept my own common sense without hesitation, and my hypertense body relaxes a smidgen. But I still hear the shrill pings of phantom gunfire. They twist through my ear canals, melding with helpless screams and a low rumble that can only mean death approaches. I can't help it. One fingertip inches to brush my damp cheek. if it's not blood, what is it? My senses soaked in prescient steam, I catch a fleeting glimpse of my surrounds, still aware of the bathhouse, of silver taps and slick stone tiles, of the carved feature wall draped in hanging ivy, its tresses dotted with tiny white peace blossoms. I say aware, but it's like my awareness is on autopilot. I'm aware of the bathhouse, not unlike a trapped flea perhaps is aware of its surroundings upon a thirsty spider's approach. As much as a trapeze artist notices anything but that brand new and very large hole in their net as they plummet towards the ground. I blink. Beads of salted moisture encrust the ceiling above me, and my lashes. With each dazed blink, dampness drips and trickles down my face. Condensation, I decide, shakily. Not blood, just condensation. Not blood, not tears. Still, I gasp like oxygen has been all but drained from the air. My heart hammers, erratic as my premonition intensifies, taunting me with the brimstone and inevitability. I can't watch anymore. Please, stop. The haze of prophecy rolls from my mind, and I am released. Promptly. Mercifully. How can indoor plumbing understand enough is enough when every prince and president on the planet can't seem to get it through their thick skulls? My arms trembling, I hoist myself from the sunken tub, slipping and sliding to my feet, floundering in my rush to escape. Where's the goddamn exit? Lost in a sea of thickened steam, I swing my head in every direction and choose one at random, taking 2 staggered steps. My knees crack into stone. Damn it! Numbness thrums ugly vibrations through my legs as I pick myself up and scowl. Evidently, upon my painful descent, my arms had windmilled and wafted enough steam clear to prove what I already suspected. A human lump huddles at my feet, the source of my fall. My face twists further when they don't react. This oaf almost puts me on a pension and they don't even deign to look at me. What in hell are they... A sob breaks from their chest. With a jolt, I realize they're not huddled in my way. They're huddled and weeping like the world is ending. Wait, did they see what I saw? My face strains, not only of warm bathhouse flush, but of indignation, and a foreign urge takes my heart. I want to say something to them. My lips twitch over uncertain comforts. Then they open. And they close again just as fast, muting my few pathetic mumbles as I hover and fidget and decide against offering any peace. After all, what peace can I give? I edge past their slumped body, praying they don't hear the muted slap of my toes on wet stone as I abandon them to despair. How'd it go? The girl at the service counter lowers a Sylvia Plath novel as I emerge from the change rooms. I juggle my wallet from my bag. Unable to look her in the eye, I shrug and swipe my bank card. Predict anything good? Something irritated tweaks in my chest. Rummaging in my bag, I wad up a handful of local tourist pamphlets and yank them free. Yeah, the girl winces before I can even start my complaint spiel. Not as advertised, and 1 out of 5 stars would have featured heavily. They've been all doomsday for a while. Not exactly easy viewing. But I guess if you're going to be having apocalyptic visions, what better place than the bath? This used to be a fun gig, you know? The girl places a business card between her pages and sighs, already headed deep into conversational waters. But no one comes here anymore, and everyone who does leaves depressed. How is the water? Her demeanor turns tentative as I turn to flee both her and those cursed damn baths. Warm enough? Who gives a... I bite my tongue. What peace can I give? I can give her this. Just lovely. Thanks. It'll do, it'll do. Ooh, I think of myself as a crybaby, but I know people say I'm emotionally strong. Well, I think a lot of people who do tend to cry a lot are in fact very emotionally strong. I think these people, they know what they're talking about. Okay. So, another story. Probably not brilliant, but it's done, and hopefully an alright read. Hopefully an alright read. I hope you've enjoyed looking it over and tweaking it with me. How about we take a little jump? Where are we? Over here. Let's go over here and hope I'm standing in an appropriate place. Where are we? Oh, that's not so bad. Here we are. On the lovely chat screen, which we don't actually use very much, do we? Oh, the 2 short story streams I've seen are hard prompts to choose. Oh well. We're doing alright. Among us. Hello, Latui. Fire streamer on the right, hello streamer on the left. Well, yeah. It's not too much of a strain on the neck to change position. Latui, I will fight you now. No. Please no fighting among the chat. Unless it is in a humorous manner with amusing weapons, like herrings. Or, I don't know, tomatoes? Cilantro? Too tired to fight. Yes, sleep, both of you. I'll finish very soon. I'm sorry. Okay, so the idea I did have, which may have been tossed around vaguely in the past, was to maybe near the beginning of the month have a brainstorming stream together, where I have a few ideas, sort of, along the lines of what if, blah blah blah, speculative fiction style prompt, and then we just try to think together of as many sort of things related to that as possible. And then near the end of the month, if anyone sort of gets any ideas from the brainstorming stream and writes a sentence from them, a short story, a plan for a novel, anything at all, anything you'd like to share, we can make a hashtag, and you can point me towards where you'd like to post it. Anywhere should be fine, so long as I can open it up to read it. And near the end of the month, we can read out people's stories from the brainstorming stream. Would that be something people might be interested in, do you think? I have an exam to study for. I'll not rest. Fuse will pass out soon. Oh dear. I do hope you find proper time to rest soon. I like that idea. Wonderful. I mean, I suppose I'm a little hesitant still, because though we have a beautiful young community here, it is still not of the largest size, so I'm just concerned, I suppose, if nobody was able to write a story and I come at the end of the month ready to go and there's nothing for me to read. I'm all for it. Hooray! I mean, that gives us sort of, 2 reasonably regular sort of stream ideas that can be quite consistent. I suppose the main thing is, where do we want to pop the hashtag? I know Twitter is offensive, but is that still the best place to do it? Or are people happier on Tumblr? Or should I just check both? Checking both is probably makes more sense. But I had a thought. It's probably a bit silly though. Let me write it down to make sure I spell it right. Doopy-doopy-doo. Yet it is blue, attempting to pun. I'll probably post it on YouTube. Ooh, and read it out there. I'd probably be able to pop up to show a video. I've seen other people do it. I just have to practice it a few times. Oh dear. So I'll just type in the chat the hashtag I was thinking about, and you can yell at me for being too silly if you need to. Because I had said that I liked the idea of MacGuffins being our community name here. Well, right now I promise you I'll write something about myself through social contract pressures. Oh no, please, just sentence. Sentence is good. Or, you know, a 6-word story. Or a paragraph, or a dribble-drabble, or anything at all. Anything at all. I'm even happy if it gives you a fantastic idea for a novel and you go off and cha-la-la, write a novel over the next year. That'll be fun. Okay. I like being a MacGuffin. I'm glad. Well, this was my idea for a hashtag for MacGuffin writings. Please don't yell at me too much. Jesus, brevity. My attempts at brevity have left me dead. Oh no. Oh no. If we're to avoid that, make it as long as you want. You also like being MacGuffin. Yay. I did spend a little while trying to think of a good community name. That's great. MacGuffins, you write. I thought it was cute anyway. Oh dear. Well, if people are happy with that one, I'll put it in a community note, as well as posting the activity idea on Twitter and Tumblr after we do our first brainstorming stream. Blue, I did not in fact say MacGuffin? Oh, you did. Oh, sorry. I misread. You're a McMuffin. Yum. Oh, for goodness sake. Now I want a McMuffin. Or rather, I want a tasty McMuffin. Huh? Sounds like an order. Blue really is our CEO. I would be such a terrible commanding officer. You're right. Yes, exactly. It's a pun. Or, you know, play on words, at least. It's Blue attempting to be clever with words, and whether or not she is succeeding or not is highly debatable. So, MacGuffins, you right. Okay, well, I have a few ideas for brainstorming streams. Salute I library. Yes, a few ideas for brainstorming streams, and not sure when to do the first one. I suppose you could always go middle of the month to middle of the month, so even next week, maybe. Next week could work. Ooh, while I'm thinking of it, it's still a long way from now, but I'm not going to be here for the second half of April. We're doing family trip, so we'll sort around that. So hopefully we'll be able to time it so we can do maybe a brainstorming stream just before I go away, and then it'll be a little while. I think it'd still be about 2 weeks after I get back to do the reading of the writings. MacGuffin You Write Read streams. Have fun on the trip. I will do my best. It'll be a driving trip. Haven't done one of those for a while. But we'll go to visit some family and go to some places where we used to stay when we were young. So it'll be nice. Oh dear. I haven't 100% settled on the February theme yet. I will pop it in the schedule what the intended theme for the brainstorming stream is. And if you want, you can have a little think in advance of some suggestions you'd like to make. For a few of them, I do have a couple of ideas down already. But yes, I'm sure we will have lots to chat about, lots of ideas to throw around, and hopefully we will brainstorm, more than enough to birth a few interesting ideas for you to have some fun with. Blue's quite kind, reciting my comments with proper grammar despite my habit of dropping particles. I'm trying. If you prefer me not, I can not as well. I suppose it's a bit of a library habit, isn't it? I'm so excited for this brainstorming. I'm glad. I was hoping and trying to think of more sort of interactive, fun things we can do together. It'd be fun to have holiday as the theme. Maybe we can think of a holiday-related theme for middle of April to middle of May, maybe. Maybe then. And I probably won't be going just holiday. I think one of the ones I was tossing around was some of them are, a little obscure. I think I might have mentioned one of them a couple of weeks ago. What if you had telepathy but could only use telepathy with fish? That sort of thing. Or what's another one I'd thought of? What if beauty could actually leave you breathless? That sort of thing. So we can think of lots of scenarios that sort of relate to these weird what ifs. Oh, feel free to read it straight. I often use lack of grammar for funny reasons. I'm sorry. I'm spoiling your humor. Not intentional, I promise you. Okay. So yes, we will aim for a brainstorming stream next week then, and then we'll leave all the beautiful MacGuffins 4 weeks or so to pull whatever you want together, and pop it in the hashtag, and I'll spend some time before the reading stream going through making sure I can access everything and figure everything out. I like that breathless one. Yes, I ran into, some interesting ideas about, beauty needing to be made illegal to stop the hospitals filling up and stuff. God, all those K-pop girls would be actually dying looking at fan cams instead of joking about dying. It would be a problem, yes. But an interesting short story. Particularly if, it hit all of a sudden, just, sudden worldwide epidemic of people going breathless in the face of beauty. And just what happens in those first few minutes or something. It would be intense. Probably take a while for everyone to actually figure out what's going on too. Oh dear, even art would probably be made illegal, wouldn't it? But it's not just art that's beautiful. What about landscapes? Have to have warning signs on landscapes and stuff. No, we shouldn't go through all the material for that one here. Let's save that one for a couple of months so we forget what we talked about here. Okay. And I will just throw this out there. Does anyone have any thoughts for streams they would actually like to see and participate in and such? No, my art, I know it would be devastating if anything like that actually happened. But interesting to think about. Forget everything, iLibrary, yay! Forget on command. That would be such a useful skill. Maybe that's another one. What if you could forget on command? What would happen to the world if everyone could forget on command? Wait, celebrities would be illegal. Indeed. All forms of sort of art in any way. The only celebrities would probably be politicians. Oh, such... Oh, excuse me. Yawns are coming. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Now I wish I had bacon in the house. I don't eat it very much. I try not to eat too much meat. I'm definitely not a vegetarian, but I try not to eat too much meat. Maybe I should buy bacon so I can make a bacon and egg muffin. I read Harry Potter fan fiction where Hermione kept casting that forget spell on herself and her loved ones were really worried. Oh dear. Yes. along those lines. Bacon. God, I'd love some hangover food right now, despite the lack of hangover. Well, if you feel ill sometimes, yeah, I'd imagine the greasy food is quite pleasant. It'd be fun with a world-building stream. Yes, I'm intending to do not exactly world-building streams as such, but going through aspects of my worlds once I start releasing the books. I'm just not quite comfortable doing that before they're being released. Actual world building. Let's build a world from the ground up, starting from tectonic plates. Oh, goodness me, that might be a bit intense for this library. We'll think about it, though. I suppose we can always take turns throwing out a few ideas for a world and melding them together and building it together. But I suppose, you know, I think I used to be more intense with the world building. That was a joke, sounds insane. I used to be far more intense with my world building, but now I sort of get antsy if I don't have a story with it. And I prefer to stick to stories as the most important aspect. That's just how I work. But yeah, I guess if we built a world like that, I'd want to make a story for it, and I already have way too many stories. Well, I suppose I do have a fair number of stories that don't have much of a world yet. I suppose I could introduce you to the basics I have for it, and we could build it up together a bit. That could be fun. No, you begin with the solar system. Oh, Elfie, you're going to accidentally burn this library to the ground. Sorry, you don't want to think about what gaseous matter a world started with and the atmosphere formed, how life started, all before running a single bullet point. Not really. I like to think that the world was here for me, waiting for the story. It was always here, just waiting for the story, to help tell it, to be the world necessary to tell the best story. Accidentally, sure. Dear. Oh dear. But yes, maybe. Yeah, I've got a few of my worlds where I've got basic ideas. So I suppose we could always just play around trying to flesh them out a bit. That could be fun. The world revolves around this library, confirmed. It does not. No. Not at all. Nope. A library at the center of the universe. Oh dear, I suppose it would make sense for there to be a library at the center of the universe, but the universe does not revolve around the library at the center of the universe. It indeed does, especially since we stop existing when you stop streaming. Oh dear. Oh, that last oh dear, that's for a yawn. Excuse me. And yet, I still can't stop thinking about banh mi. I like to think the map always existed and it's my job to populate it. That is a beautiful way to think of it. I do like that. I do. Okay. So that is another thought to think about. Playing around, building out the worlds for other stories. My only potential concern about stuff like that is that, you know, what if I never actually get to writing the story? Or what if you have to wait years and years and years and years? Oh, and I suppose it would take a lot of streams as well. You know, we just do bits and pieces of the world as we go. Well, suppose I pick one that I really would prefer to write sooner rather than later. And look at it like that, maybe. But still, you know, I haven't done any proper writing since the beginning of January. It's difficult. I've done D&D campaigns where I randomly stain a piece of paper with coffee and working from the ink blots to make the world map. That's lovely. I think, I tried to make a world map for my, the story I came up with when I was 14. And I've attempted a few times to draw a map for my high fantasy world, but it's never quite worked out. Tolkien did it. Tolkien. He was a good world builder. Honestly, that's why I start writing with vignettes. Is that how you say it? Vignettes? Of barely held together idea before I even outline. I just want to catch the lightning in the bottle before I lose the spark. Yes. Yes, I do. I feel this. I think the way I try to catch it, though, is with notes. I just go nuts with notes when I have the idea. I just try to get as much down as I can. And I think that's what I did for the idea I had in the middle of last year. The one set in a town in Wales that went undiscovered until I think after World War One. The Fae-based one. And I'm very much looking forward to writing that one, but I need to be careful because it's set in the real world and I have difficulty writing in the real world. My mum compares me to Tolkien quite often. I think that is a significant compliment. Any comparison to Tolkien when it comes to world building and writing, I think should be taken with much pleasure. Take that compliment. Hoard the compliment. Take it out when you need the boost. Well, I'm currently at a phase of writing where I realise I only have 2 fleshed out characters and I need many more to write any more vignettes of substance. Character building is fun. Yeah. I used to try to do, intense profiles, but I started getting a bit about them and I prefer to sort of build them as I go, I guess. And it's sort of how I write their reactions to things that I start to build more of their character, I guess. We've got our own Tolkien, let's go. Okay, it's official. Elfie is our Tolkien. Elfie is our Tolkien. Oh dear, does that mean we're all going to wind up with author comparisons? So I got no idea who I'd be. Alrighty. I've been going for 2.5 hours now, so I should probably call it. I know for these writing streams I sometimes go much longer, but, we all need sleep. Well, Elfie doesn't need sleep. But a few of us do. So I will attempt to have a schedule out tomorrow. It may not be there. I'll keep playing Banished for now. I'm considering more and more playing Spiritfarer next. Well, why did I think about Homer when you said all the comparisons? You can compare yourself to Homer, whom writes in the style of antiquity. I could give a sample of one of my languages if you want to read. Ooh, beautiful. One time maybe, it could be interesting, but I don't want to take anything off you. That could be a wonderful video for you. Unless you mean just read in my time and not read on stream. Sorry. I'm not sure. But can't you go through your languages in videos? That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. I don't have nearly enough of any language to do things like that. Oh dear. So yes, probably continuing with Banished on Tuesday. Might go back and try to get through a bit more of War of the Worlds maybe on Thursday. It's been a couple of weeks. Let's see how much we can get through. And then we'll do our first brainstorming stream on Saturday maybe. Did you say Spiritfarer? I did. It's just a few sentences. Okay. Yes, it is the Cozy Death game. It seems appropriate. Yeah, if you want to pop up a few sentences in the chat, I'll have a go at trying to read it if you'd like me to. I should probably apologize in advance for butchering it, but I will do my best. yes, I've been considering the Cozy Death game. I'm just, concerned because of my blocks with games, and just, convinced the moment I run into anything that requires the remotest amount of thought, I'm just gonna, actually run headlong into it as though it were a brick wall. Oh dear. But I have heard lovely things about the Cozy Death game. I'll probably be a wreck. Okay, let's give this a go. Tipkal shishati rof tani kungieti biso Kyambyangu Ibewuru Jan Kanti Erol Yulusi Kamen Ikimlo Esu Ni Elis. How'd I do? I know it was very disjointed and I probably got a fair amount of pronunciation wrong, but hopefully not too bad. Hopefully not too bad. Oh dear, it looks absolutely beautiful to read it. Tipkal shishati roftani kungieti bisho kyambyangu I berujan kanti ero yulusi kaman I kimlo ezu ni elis. That is beautiful. Why do I see Pan-Asia in that? Well, you've got more of an ear or eye than me. I have difficulty picking what comes from where. That is just lovely. Oh dear. I'm glad it was all right so far as my pronunciation went. That's language I'm making a showcase on. Ooh, wonderful. You'll have to let us know when it's up so we can all check it out. Oh dear. So, yes. I should probably, before I tangent any further... Oh yes, translation first, sorry. I'm about to surge into goodbyes and I've forgotten about the translation. I'm sorry. Oh dear. Oh dear, another yawn coming. Sorry. I will definitely need a snack before bed. Oh dear, I've got some rice in the fridge. Maybe I should heat that up and have some rice or something. Except I think I need crunchy and salty. Okay. Spoken in the southern highlands of the empire. The speakers being stereotyped as rebellious independent seekers. Kanti has survived several attempts at language standardization, but nothing can take it away. Ah. Wonderful. Wonderful. How big is your Conlang what's the word? Library? Will that do at the moment? Why am I thinking repertoire? Lexicon. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Lexicon. As in, how many words has it got so far? Goodness me, with that sort of paragraph, I'd imagine it's quite a few. That's very impressive. Okay. Yes. I've got to get better at finishing streams, don't I? I just keep meaning to end and I keep tangenting. You have 20 to 30-ish conlangs. That's intense. It is really intense. I made a very informative, dense language. That's cool. It is very, very cool. I am significantly impressed. It does make me feel a little lazy when it comes to my language stuff, but trying not to think about it too much, because again, if I went more deeply into this, it'll take me, 5-10 more years just to finish book 1. Oh, dearie me. Yes, I need to get better at finishing streams, don't I? I thought this song would do the trick, but it's still... Leading up to this song, I keep going off in so many directions. No bad stream and no comparisons. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I will get better at finishing streams soon. They have 100 words for Kanti Language Family 1. Okay. Okay. Oh no. All yours. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Oh, goodness me. It is late. I need a snack before bed. Oh, maybe salty, crunchy biscuits. Everything just seems to leave a bad taste in my mouth now. So they're fantastic when I'm eating them, but like 5 minutes later it's just like, why did I make this decision? Generally my reaction 5 minutes after I eat fast food. Same thing. Alrighty. Let me get my lyrics up, see if that hurries me along a bit. There we go. Here we go. Get a whole bun me. I'm sure that's light and nearly 1 a.m. I would love to consume 10, one after the other, right flippin' now, but unfortunately I do not have access to the majority of the ingredients. When the stream ends, I'm thinking of finishing my Conlang showcase. Ooh, go for it. Go for it. I am cheering for you over here. I am cheering for you. Very quietly and in my head. I can actually cheer aloud, just not too loud because I do not wish to wake the small one. Yay! There's not meant to be anything condescending in that. I'm just trying to be quiet. Hooray! Go for it. I believe in you. I believe in you. And do make sure to let us know at one point when it's up so we can all go have a look. Wish you the best of luck, Elfie. Indeed, indeed, indeed. And I wish you, Creative Fish, the best of... Why was I going to say the best of fish? Wish you, Creative Wish, the best of fish in your endeavours for the day. And hopefully you feel better soon. And the same to everyone who is a Creative Fish. Yay! And who's not a Creative Fish. Oh, goodness me. I'm tired. I also thought you were going to say, I wish you the best of fish. I have 3 Conlang showcases finished that just needs a voiceover. Ooh, go for it. We are becoming a singularity. Or a collective, what is it? Human Instrumentality Project. It's happening right here in the chat. Everyone and become Creative Fish. Okay, so I will do my best to have a schedule out in the realms of tomorrow, which probably be Banished first stream, War of the Worlds second stream, Brainstorming third stream. I'll start mixing stuff around more. I'm concerned people are getting a bit bored. I don't know. Is that a concern I should be having? I don't know. God, we went from Pavlov to human instrumentality. Like the Oceanos in Fontaine. Oh no, Genshin Impact. Yes, I still won't get the Genshin Impact references, but feel free to go nuts with them. I'm sure other people will get them. Blue really is an SCP. Maybe that's something we should do one time. Write Blue's SCP entry. Sure people would have fun brainstorming for that monstrosity. Ooh. Bricanids. Oh. Blue, yes? Blue, yes? Yes. Schedule tomorrow, hopefully. We've got the outline for it. And I will hope to see you when you can make it next week. Not I. Okay. Don't ask me why I did that. My brain just started to get going with the blues. Oh dear. Why did I just think you got the blues bad? That's awful. Sorry. Oh dear, no. I am the only one with the blues bad because I am blue. I am terminally blue. Okay. I should probably just go into the farewell thing so we can sing and sleep and or prepare Conlang showcases and or whatever all the other lovelies want to do. Sorry to just keep trailing on and on, but it is so lovely chatting with chat. Oh, I can't sing the tune. Can't sing the tune. I know I'm not monetized or anything, but I just trying to be careful. Just trying to be careful. Just imagine me singing the tune. I'll try to think to do it on a karaoke one time. Okay. Thank you so very much for being here, all of you lovelies, as we pull together this story, or finished pulling it together. As always, you're very, very helpful, somehow, despite leading me on so many tangents. Keep talking for a while. Oh, well, keep talking for a while anyway. Thank you for being here. It's so lovely to chat, and so lovely to get your thoughts and opinions. Oh dear. I am very much looking forward to the brainstorming stream now, and then a few weeks later reading all of your lovely writings. Blue hasn't decided whether or not she will do a writing for it. She may cheat and not, and just read out your stuff, because we read out my stuff more than enough. But if I think of anything and I can find the moments to do it, I will. Or actually, not helpful. She's just being nice. I think she's hurting cats. No, you are helpful. On occasion. Very, very helpful on occasion. Oh dear. But yes, thank you so much again. I will look forward to seeing you soon. And wherever you are in the world, good night, good afternoon, good morning. And I hope the rest of your day is absolutely lovely. We're helpful by being emotional support. Indeed, Blue needs it when it comes to writing. You've probably noticed the confidence it waxes and wanes. Good night, my dearest library, and to you. I hope the rest of your days are absolutely lovely, because that's what you deserve. I hope you either or both feel better and get things done that you want to get done. Bye-bye. Okay, let's sing. Of all the money that e'er I had, I have spent it in good company. Oh, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night, and joy be to you all. Oh, need to go outside before I lock myself in the recording closet. It's not a closet. Wishing you so much luck, Elfie, with getting your voiceovers done. Imagine being sung a lullaby by Blue. Oh dear. Thank you so much again. And until next time. Until next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.